Hi everyone, it's Lynnea for LDRS Creative, and today's card is really simple and easy to mail. I know that I mail a lot of my cards. I don't hand deliver a lot of them, so I'm always looking for ways to kind of keep my cards flat-ish and easy for mailing, and this one is pretty much as flat as you can get it with still having some texture and dimension. I'm just going to use two products and some inks. So to start with, I wanted to show you how I prep my card base. I took an 8.5 by 11-inch piece of cardstock and I cut it in half at 5.5 inches. So I have an 8.5 by 5.5-inch card base, scored it in the middle at 4.25. Now I have a score line running right down the center, and I know it's hard to see on camera because my cardstock is white and my board is white and my lights are bright, but I am going to line up that score line with the center of the chained edge die. And the great thing about this die is that there are little arrows in the center of each of those arcs, so I can look straight through that die and line that up straight with my crease line. And I'm also going to make sure that I have my top and bottom kind of lined up before I die cut that with my die cutting machine. Now when you are popping out the extra pieces from your die, you need to keep this extra arc. The centers of the arcs, little circles, and the tiny little moon, like half moon, you can discard those, but you need to keep this arc. Then I'm going to just fold each of those arcs over and reinforce those score lines, and then I'm going to tuck them behind the circle. So you just fold, and tuck, and then you have your card base. I'm going to fold this in half now, and I am folding gently, nice and easy, so that I can make sure everything's lined up. And then again, I'm just going to reinforce that with my bone folder to make sure I have a flat fold. Now it's time to adhere this last piece, and there is a score line in the middle, so I'm going to fold that. And then I'm just going to line this up. Again, you can't really see on camera, but in real life you're going to be able to see on your project. There are two little kind of hash marks or score marks that are indented into my card, and the die does that for you so that you know exactly where to put the flat end, the top of that arc. Then I'm just going to line up that center fold, give that a little bit of liquid adhesive, and press that in place. Then I'll fold that over, make sure everything is aligned, and then I am good to go. I love these edge dies. We have the braided edge die that was released a little while ago, and now this new chained edge die. So you can give instant dimension to your card without adding any extra bulk. So this card is still one layer and pretty flat. I wanted to add some extra color to the edge. You could definitely create this card base out of a colored cardstock and then add layers if you want to stamp on a white layer and layer that up. But again, I was purposely thinking about mailing this card, so I wanted to keep it one layer and flat. This is La La Lavender ink, and I'm just blending that on the left side, and I'm keeping it heavy on the edge. And the great thing about having that chained edge die cut on the side is that the raised edges are going to catch that ink, so I can just do a flat blend, but you can see on the edge how those edges that are kind of dimensional a little bit are going to catch the ink and make it appear darker. Now I'm grabbing my stamp set, and I'm going to use the aLined Geos 4x6 stamps, and I thought I'd go with stars. There are stars, hearts, butterflies, and squares, and you can mix and match or just stick to one shape, but each shape has, I think it's 4 different sizes of image. So I'm starting with the largest one, and that's this scritchy scratchy lined star, and I'm going in with alloy ink, so that's a light gray. Then I'm stepping down to the next size star, so this is kind of my large medium, and I'm actually stamping this with the same color I ink blended with, so this is La La Lavender. Because I'm stamping it over the ink blending, you're going to get, it's that same color, but stamping is always a little bit darker than ink blending. Now I have the small medium color, or stamp rather, and I'm coming in with another purple pink. I'm going to use some Grape Ape here and just kind of fill in. I like to, when I'm creating a background, I like to start big and then stair step my way down. That ensures that I have room for everything. If you start with your smallest stamps, you might take up too much space and find that you don't have room for your big ones. unless you want to overlap. And if you want to overlap your images, then you can kind of go however you want. But I wanted there to be a little bit of white space here and there. This aLined Geos stamp set also has lots of tiny little typescript stamps. So I grabbed the one that says Miss You, and I'm using Raven Hybrid ink, and I'm going to fill that in between the stars. Then I'm going to come in with the tiniest little star, and this one is great for adding embellishments and just kind of little stars wherever you want them on a background. And I'm using Mrs. Periwinkle ink here, so another shade of purple. And because this ink or the stamp is so small, I can really just go and get into all of those little areas anywhere that I may have missed. Then I will finish up using there's a little grouping of 5 black dots. There's 2 different groupings of dots. One has a lot, one just has these 5, and that's what I went with. So here's my finished card. I did stamp just a few little stars on the inside to make that cohesive, but this is completely flat, one layer, easy peasy for mailing, and you can color customize these and make a whole bunch if you wanted to. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you again soon. Bye!